Season 9, Episode 71 of the Terrible Podcast is now up, and in this Wednesday show, Alex, Kozora and I start things off by recapping the Pittsburgh Steelers' decision this week to move on from running backs coach James Saxon. We discuss how big of a surprise that news was to us, and Alex rattles off a few names of some possible replacements. Our Steelers defensive coordinator Keith Butler and special teams coordinator Danny Smith both destined to return in 2019, with no news surfacing on their immediate futures with the team so far. We discuss that topic that seems to be on a lot of fans' minds right now. Several head coaching jobs in the NFL are starting to be filled, and while the Denver Broncos ultimately decided after our show ended to hire Chicago Bears defensive coordinator Vic Fangio instead of Steelers offensive line coach Mike Munchak, we discuss all the hires that took place ahead of that news. We also discuss the likelihood that Munchak would remain with the Steelers should the Broncos decide to go with Fangio. Will the NFL slowly start masking a move to younger defensive coordinators? We discuss that topic briefly before moving on to discuss what's new and not new with the ongoing saga surrounding Steelers wide receiver Antonio Brown. We also discuss Brown being over 30 now. We cover some early pre-draft talk in this episode by going over initial impressions of Washington cornerback Byron Murphy, who declared for the 2019 NFL Draft this week as an underclassman. We quickly go over what we saw on Murphy's tape in regard to plays he made the last 2 seasons. We also fill you in on the latest defensive lineman signed by the Steelers to a reserve future contract, in addition to giving an update on what's in store for defensive tackle Javon Hargrave in 2019. As we have been doing quite a bit lately, Alex and I close out this episode by reading and answering several listener emails that we have received the last several days. As always, several other smaller talking points are mixed in throughout the show that are not highlighted here in this post. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to call or email with questions or comments, and please pass this along to your friends. Direct download link, The Terrible Podcast, Talking Steelers, moving on from Saxon, recent NFL HC hires, early pre-draft talk, listener emails. We hope you enjoy listening. We hope you listen weekly and give us your feedback of two fans talking Steelers football. Download it to your iPod or MP3 player and listen anytime. We invite feedback and questions, and they can be sent to theterriblepodcast@gmail.com, and follow the show on Twitter @terriblepodcast. You can also call our new hotline at 814-429-9469 to weigh in with your thoughts or ask us questions for future podcast. You can find us on iTunes here, http://itunes.apple.com/us/podcast/at 405990739. 6BC9MW6N